Well, we're joined now by Nadim Houry, who is the Deputy Director of Human Rights Watch in the Middle East. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for joining us here on TRTWorld. So what do you hope comes from this report now then?
What we're hoping is to place the issue of detention, particularly what happens in the detention of the Syrian security services, at the heart of the negotiations that will resume in 2 days in New York about peace in Syria. For us, resolving the fate of the detainees and ensuring that the sort of detention and criminal negligence that we document in this report never happen again.
Has there been any indication that what you want, that it will be at the heart of negotiations come Friday?
Well, this is what we are trying to do. We released a report today from Moscow, President Assad's major ally, to tell them that the issue of detainees is not an issue of the past. It's essential for the present, but also for Syria's future. We've also been working in various capitals and at the UN to push this issue. We hope that we will succeed. I mean, it's an ongoing effort, but this is an issue that cannot be forgotten. It was also very important to put a face and a story to the victims of the Caesar photos. There was a lot of talk about these photos in the past year, but no one so far had actually humanized them. These were sons, husbands, friends who were either left to die or tortured to death, and all these deaths were preventable. And what's even most shocking is that the Syrian government, the administration of the Mukhabarat, the administration of the security services, they were recording everything. These were all preventable deaths.
Has there been a unified response from the international community to this report as of yet?
Not yet. There's been no response so far to the report. In the past, Western countries had talked about accountability, had talked about detention facilities. In the last few months, we've seen less interest in that topic as attention had shifted to fighting ISIS. What we are trying to say is one does not negate the other, and priorities should include the issue of detainees. And we're hoping that the media attention on this issue would put it back on the agenda for the negotiations on the 18th.
Are you aware of whether this sort of thing was common in Syria before the war started, or is it a direct result of the conflict? Do you know?
Well, we know that, detention, torture, incommunicado detention have been a feature, unfortunately, in Syria for decades now, and we had documented it, but nothing at this scale. What really happened is what we saw it is in August of September of 2011, so a few months into the uprising, these detainees who were dying in detention stopped having names and started being replaced by numbers. And the scale of it just kept increasing throughout 2012 and into 2013, when finally in August, Caesar defected and took his photos. We don't know the intensity of what's happening inside the detention facilities since that time.
Okay, Nadim Houry, thank you very much for joining us.